high school coach charged with sexually assaulting a teen.
The accused took advantage of that position to take advantage of one of his players.
The 50-year-old man accused of abusing his victim for nearly 2 years. And after a judge overruled the separatist petition, what is next for the group?
We think that we have some very, very strong arguments as to why this decision is so wrong.
Appeal application filed, but what is the province planning? And the popularity of flag football continues to grow.
Yes, I want to be at the Olympics in this sport.
Big-time dreams for kids playing the sport debuting at the 2028 Games.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tyler Barrow.
Good evening and thank you for tuning in. Calgary police have charged a volunteer high school coach with sexual assault. 50-year-old Drew Allen Robertson is accused of grooming and sexually assaulting a minor for nearly 2 years. Moses Waldo has more.
50-year-old Drew Allen Robertson is charged with 1 count of sexual assault, along with sexual exploitation by a person in authority and making sexually explicit material available to children. The alleged incidents occurred while Robertson was coaching at Henry Wisewood High School, where he met the complainant at the center of the case in January 2023. Police say she was a 15-year-old student and participated in extracurricular activities when he started grooming her.
My understanding is that the relationship began as a coach-player.
Police say they were tipped just last week to an online group chat and video allegedly sent by Robertson. CTV has obtained a screenshot of what appears to be the text messages Drew Robertson deleted from that group chat, but CTV has not seen the video. Staff Sergeant Chris Tudor of the Child Abuse Unit addressed the issue of abuse of trust.
Everybody from the school to the players and the parents of those players trusted him to coach and mentor their students and their children, and the accused took advantage of that.
The Calgary Board of Education issued a statement saying that, in part, that Robertson has no further association with any of the CBE's school teams. Those at the Luna Child and Youth Advocacy Center urge parents to look for the warning signs.
We can never assume that children and youth understand what healthy relationships look like, boundaries, consent, grooming. These are all topics that we need to continue to talk about in schools, around the dinner table, with our friends and family.
Robertson will appear in court on Wednesday. Moses Wildu, CTV News, Calgary.
Spokesperson for CBE says volunteers at schools are required to provide an electronic police information check, also known as an EPIC, annually. However, in terms of specifics to this case, CBE wouldn't comment at this time. Calgary police and investigators were on the scene of a stabbing near the East Village this afternoon. Investigators tell us a man was rushed to hospital in serious condition. The incident took place just after 4 p.m. on Confluence Way. The scene was cleared by 7. One person was taken into custody. Police now confirm the discovery of a man's body in a hotel room Sunday is a homicide. An autopsy was performed today, and police have identified the victim as 42-year-old Jerry Wayne Bull. Investigators say one person was taken into custody at the hotel, but no one has been charged in this incident. A gravel truck slammed into a city bus this morning. The impact knocked the bus onto its side on Pagan Trail near 26th Street Southeast. 3 adults were taken into hospital, but luckily they suffered only minor injuries. It happened just after 7 a.m. and police closed the road for more than 3 hours while they investigated. There's no word on charges. Thomas Lukazik will finally have the chance to speak to a legislative committee about his Forever Canadian petition tomorrow amid the ongoing Alberta separation talks. A court decision last week quashed the separation petition question after the province failed to consult with First Nations. Organizers are appealing, but a question on separation could still be coming. Tyson Fedor reports.
A court decision last week that struck down the Alberta separatist petition has been appealed by Stay Free Alberta. The group has also asked for that decision to be stayed until that appeal is complete.
Court applications are a binary process, right? It's yes or no, flip a coin, right? So, but that being said, we think that, that we have some very, very strong arguments as to why this decision is so wrong.
It comes as Thomas Lukaszuk will have 5 minutes to speak to a legislative committee for the first time since his Forever Canadian petition collected last summer had more than 400,000 Albertans supporting Alberta staying in Canada.
So if she wants to take our question, go for it. But I can't possibly imagine that separatists will be happy with that question because it's a non-binding question. And separatists feel that they will win this referendum, and then they want the Premier to act on that.
It's a question Lukaszuk believes should have been voted on in the legislature, not a public referendum. And the opposition NDP feels Smith will put a question about separation on a ballot in October.
The only way that there will be a referendum is if Danielle Smith makes one happen herself. So we know 2 things for sure. Number 1, the UCP is now a separatist party. And number 2, the Premier is giving in to the separatists to save her own political skin.
In last week's Alberta Court of King's Bench decision, the justice found the province failed to meet its duty to consult First Nations before allowing a process that could affect treaty rights. Both the Alberta government and petition organizers argue no treaty rights were actually infringed upon, and the need for consultation only applies once the petition is successful. Meanwhile, BC's Premier is taking aim at Alberta and Ottawa.
Well, this country cannot work if separatist premiers, others get all of the attention of the federal government.
The former Canadian ambassador to the United Nations was in Calgary Tuesday speaking about sustainability and First Nation consultation. He believes separation would not be in the best interest of all Canadians.
I fought against separation in Quebec twice. I've been around a while, and I would fight against it in Alberta.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
The Premier's office says it still believes the court's decision is incorrect and anti-democratic. Premier Danielle Smith has also talked about using the notwithstanding clause. A fire broke out in a building in the Beltline last night, and today it was torn down. Crews made short work of the former Danish Canadian club on 11th Avenue Southwest today. The building was fenced off last year when the organization moved to a new location in the Northeast. Last night around 6:45, a fire broke out in the boarded-up building. Crews were able to put the fire out quickly and no injuries were reported. A condo complex will be built on the site. It may be the end of the line for Edmonton's iconic high-level bridge. The span across the North Saskatchewan is 113 years old. The city set aside money to upgrade it, but engineers say the problems are more complex than first thought. They now say it could cost about $1 billion to extend its life for another 75 years.
We found that the cost is just more expensive and the amount of rehabilitation that's required is more extensive than we had originally anticipated in 2022 based on the information that we had at that time.
The city says the high-level bridge is safe to use and the plan is to keep it open for the next 10 to 15 years while replacement is designed. It was built by the Canadian Pacific Railway Company in 1910 and is one of few ever constructed to combine 4 modes of transportation: train, streetcar, vehicle, and pedestrian. The province has issued an alert for a potential measles exposure in Calgary after 2 new cases were recorded in the city over the weekend. Alberta Health says the infected patient was in the Earlton Medical Clinic on McLeod Trail between 5:15 and 6 p.m. May 14th, between 2:35 and 3:10 p.m. the following day. They also warn of potential exposure at the Children's Hospital Emergency Department from 3:40 to 8:30 p.m. on May 15th. Anyone who attended either location and does not have both doses of the vaccine could be at risk of developing measles. Alberta Health officials say a small number of students are being treated for rabies exposure after an encounter with a bat on a school bus. A spokesperson from Alberta Primary and Preventative Health Services says officials were notified of the incident on May 13th. It involved a bat on a Golden Hills Division school bus in Drumheller. The bus driver and all students who may have been exposed were assessed, and a small number were treated for rabies exposure. There are no reports of serious illness or adverse reactions. A University of Calgary medical student who spent years searching for answers about her own debilitating condition is now helping change what doctors think they know about it. Kevin Green explains.
Up to 500,000 Canadians suffer the effects of postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. For Kate Bourne, it began when she was just 12.
So I first became sick when I was 12 years old with very unexplained symptoms of fatigue, abdominal pain, and symptoms such as that.
The illness repeatedly derailed her education, forcing her to extend both high school and university.
It was absolutely debilitating, so I definitely had to spend a lot of time in bed where I was unable to go to school and unable to do anything. But with the diagnosis and treatment, fortunately, my symptoms have improved.
POTS affects the autonomic nervous system and can cause rapid heart rate, dizziness, fatigue, and brain fog.
But unfortunately, it's still very misunderstood, or more unfortunately, doctors think it's actually not a real condition.
Bourne says many patients are told the condition will simply go away on its own, but that's not true, says the findings of her research, which found 98% of patients had symptoms years, even decades later.
So we're hoping that this will help to demonstrate that POTS can be a lifelong condition and isn't something that just simply goes away, which was previously the thought of a lot of doctors.
Dr. Satish Raj helped lead Bourne through the research. Raj says too many POTS patients have their symptoms dismissed and says the findings should change how both doctors and patients view the condition.
And can't just be ignored. It's not something if you ignore it for a few months or a few years, it'll magically disappear.
Bourne says the study should also arm patients to push for a diagnosis.
I think it's always very helpful for patients to be their own advocate and to be educated and informed, and then be able to take that information to their doctors.
While there is no cure for POTS, the researchers say with proper diagnosis and treatment, the symptoms can improve. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
A Lethbridge researcher has unlocked a potential alternative food for cattle. Wade Abbott, a scientist with Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, was curious whether cattle can digest seaweed. He and his colleagues used the Canadian Light Source facility at the University of Saskatchewan to find out if cows have the enzymes to break down seaweed. They found evidence that animals do have the bacteria required. The study notes seaweed won't replace hay or traditional animal feeds because it's expensive, but seaweed could be an immunity booster. The team's findings are published in the science journal Nature Communications. All right, Danielle, it felt like spring weather. A little sunshine, a little rain, good for the garden weather. You know what I'm talking about?
Good for the garden and a lot better than what we had on long weekend. Say goodbye to that long weekend stuff because temperatures later this week are going to soar into the 20s, but it will be a little unstable for the next 24 hours. So even through these overnight hours, we have the chance of showers and thunderstorm activity. Showers are possible up until about 7 or 8 in the morning, so you may run into a couple raindrops out there. Then things stabilize a bit. By 4 p.m., we get into the chance of showers and thunderstorms once again, a high of 12 for tomorrow. And then after that, yes, temperatures will climb. I'll show you that in a little bit.
And coming up, the federal government invests in Alberta AI projects.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Welcome back. There is more federal money coming to help alleviate Banff's housing shortage. An extra $320,000 in federal funding is coming from Ottawa's Housing Accelerator Fund. That's on top of the nearly $5 million committed this year. The mountain town is one of 32 Canadian municipalities getting a bump in housing dollars. Town of Banff officials estimate they are short between 700 and 1,000 homes. The federal government has pledged $7 million to artificial intelligence projects in Alberta. The funding is meant to advance Canada's domestic capacity for AI innovation. It will support more than 70 jobs. The bulk of it went to projects in Edmonton, including the University of Alberta receiving $3 million. Local Intel, which has a secondary office in Calgary, was granted $500,000 in repayable funding. One of the recipients, which builds software for public safety organizations in Canada, is using the funding to grow internationally.
We have a lot of interest overseas, in the US, in Europe, in the Middle East, and this will really help support our growth and expansion internationally.
The money comes from the Regional Artificial Intelligence Initiative. It aims to help bring new AI technologies to market and speed up AI adoption in sectors such as agriculture, healthcare, and manufacturing. A nonprofit working with children and young adults with neuromotor conditions is celebrating 30 years of helping others. It's known as FACE. That stands for Families of Alberta for Conductive Education. Its programs are focused on building life skills to help participants become more independent. Kevin Fleming reports.
She's 19 years old, and Maddie Pelche has been coming to FACE for more than 8 years. She's working on some fine motor skills by moving balls from one area to another while standing. Maddie has a seizure disorder that's seen her lose a lot of her mobility and speech.
When Maddie was younger, her needs, she just presented a lot differently. She wasn't in a wheelchair. She was running, walking, talking, all that running, really running, like she was a runner. And so over time, she's lost those skills.
Joanna Spooner says Maddie thrives in a group environment.
She's most motivated by relationships, quality, authentic relationships. The people who work here are exceptional. They genuinely love your kid, and which, as a mama bear, your standards are pretty high.
Families of Alberta for Conductive Education, known as FACE, got its start in Calgary in 1996 and has more than 50 participants daily, from toddlers up to young adults.
We're a nonprofit. We work with people who have movement disorders, so known as neuromotor disorders. So what you'd think of normally is a cerebral palsy, as well as spina bifida, and a range of other genetic disorders as well.
The holistic form of therapy originates from Hungary and sees one caregiver for every participant. Ansabel Peter has been here for 10 years and has watched the children grow.
When I started, like most of our adults were all kids. They all grew up. I stayed the same height.
Peter is working with Danny, who's celebrating her 20th birthday. She says it's rewarding to help participants learn skills to be more independent.
You feel like so successful, like there is something that you could do for others. So that gives like a very positive effect on me, on myself, like, and that keeps me going.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Danielle Savoni is along next with their Skywatch forecast.
All right, temperatures around normal for today. Checking out daytime high for Calgary, 16 degrees. Brooks got up to 20. Drumheller close enough at 19. Medicine Hat 18. Lethbridge 17. Temperatures are going to soar later this week, but it's another unstable day tomorrow before we get into the stable, bright, hot stuff. Okay, 44 was the max gust in Calgary for today, 61 for Pincher Creek, and in those 40s, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat. You can expect similar wind gusts for tomorrow in your community. Calgary looking at 40 to 50 kilometer per hour gusts, and everywhere else the potential for a 40 to 50 kilometer per hour gust as well. It has been an active day today, so some of these cells, the rainfall evaporated before it hit the ground. In other cases, there were some pockets of very heavy rain that breezed through, and there were even some thunderstorms. Also the potential for funnel cloud development east of the QE2, and we may have that risk back again for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be another unstable one. In fact, throughout the overnight hours, we still have the potential for showers or a non-severe thunderstorm in Calgary and off to the east of the QE2 as well. Now, this should shift out by 7 or 8 in the morning out of Calgary. So we even have the chance of some early morning showers. Then things quiet down throughout much of the day, and then it will return again. So there will be more showers, non-severe thunderstorms popping up for all of southern Alberta once again for tomorrow, especially after 4 p.m. That's when we get into the chance of all of this. All right, so fast forward though to Thursday, ridge of high pressure starts to build in, starts to strengthen, and this is when we're looking at more sunshine, and temperatures under this ridge of high pressure will be able to build into the 20s. So 12 degrees is our high for tomorrow, not quite as warm as what we had out there today. Chance of showers up until about 8 a.m., then quiet, and then back by 4 p.m. is the potential for showers and thunderstorm activity once again. Gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour possible. Thursday, a lot of sunshine out there, climbing up to 18, 19 by Friday, and then we'll likely get into the lower 20s by the time we get into the weekend.
All right, thanks, Danielle. And you will not want to go anywhere. Coming up, a cute baby squirrel that was saved by a Calgary area rescue. Welcome back. The popularity of flag football is on the rise as kids in and around Calgary are picking up the sport. Glenn Campbell has more on flag football fever in the area.
It's Thursday night in Langdon, and many kids from the area are hitting the field for a little flag football. They're all part of the Chiefs Community Football Club out of Chestermere. 10-year-old Tayson Hartman plays defense but loves to score touchdowns. He's pumped every time he gets on the turf.
That it's awesome, and you can, like, when you get the ball or an interception, it's like so much adrenaline.
11-year-old Renee Reffick has also fallen in love with flag football. She says she got into the sport because she feels safe on the field.
I find flag football is a very fun sport to play, considering it is way less contact than contact football, and it's a really fun team sport.
Despite starting the program recently, the Chiefs already have 61 players registered to play, and that number is expected to grow.
It's crazy that we have this many kids out here, and it's been a really good turnout so far, and I think it's really good to see the diversity of kids and ages, and boys and girls too. I think it's a good experience for everyone.
The field that they're playing on is at the Horseshoe Crossing High School in Langdon, and it's mighty impressive.
New school, new field. It's an incredible field, and I've always said that football is it's a family sport, right? The community always comes together for football, and it's been a growing community for over a decade now, and it's blossomed into the flag football community, and I love to see it.
And you never know, there might be a future Olympian in this group, now that flag football's an Olympic sport.
Yes, I want to be in the Olympics in this sport.
And Tayson says he knows just what to do to get there.
Keep practicing every day of the week, after school and on the weekends.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
A Calgary musician, artist, and instrument maker's decade-long labor of love is ready to strike its final chord. For nearly 50 years, Susan Rod has been building this handcrafted harpsichord inside her Calgary garage. The instrument features thousands of intricate moving parts, hand-cut wooden mechanisms, and detailed paintings of Alberta's birds, landscapes, and plants. Rod started the project in 1976 after citing the Renaissance quartet she played viola in needed a more authentic sound than a piano could provide. She says when she started the project at age 34, she had no idea it would take 5 decades to finish. And to finish us off, a 3.5-week-old northern flying squirrel is being treated by an animal rescue north of the city. This coming after it was attacked by a magpie in the city's southwest. The Alberta Institute for Wildlife Conservation says the squirrel wouldn't have survived without human intervention. At this age, she still has her eyes and ears closed while the rescue staff feed her formula every 3 hours. She will remain there until she is fully weaned and shows signs of independence. That does it for us here. Thank you for watching. Good night, Calgary.